Cześć, witajcie, to Patyk, pasjonat gier. Witam was w 6. odcinku z gry Age The Veilguard, oczywiście na PS5, wiadomo, po polsku. Życzę wam miłego oglądania. I teraz sam się wytłumaczę w skrócie, co ja właśnie robiłem w 5. odcinku, na czym też zakończyłem ten poprzedni odcinek, co planuję w tym 6. odcinku zrobić. W 6. odcinku właśnie chcę wykonać misję wróg mojego wroga, porozmawiać ze Straszliwym Wilkiem i znaleźć miejsce do nawiązania kontaktu z Solasem, i to ja właśnie zamierzam zrobić w tym 6. odcinku. A w 5. odcinku właśnie zakończyłem na tym, że jak Harding, czyli wiecie, jak właśnie ona jest ranna i jeszcze dotknęła tego właśnie, ten sztylet Solasa, o dobrze teraz to powiedziałem, no i właśnie, i coś jej się z tego stało i ona ma jakieś magiczne moce, podobne jak Solas, i to jest coś zarąbistego. Jeszcze widzieliśmy tych elfich bogów pod sam koniec, no i była tutaj rozmowa z Harding tak trochę tutaj, przy tym stole, no i kolejna była rozmowa przy stole. No i właśnie też to, że też tam ogólnie też była też pierwsza rozmowa z Morrigan właśnie w tej części i Rook poznała właśnie Morrigan. My już ją oczywiście znamy, ale Rook ją pierwszy raz widziała w ogóle na oczy, ją poznała, no i wybrała dobre kwestie dialogowe, no i też udało nam się zdobyć ten sztylet Solasa, no i to wszystko. No dobra, a teraz tu sobie pójdę porozmawiać właśnie ze Straszliwym Wilkiem. Nie było tego pokoju tutaj. Komnata medytacji. O wow.
Nev or Harding must have put my pack here. Makes sense. Better place to sleep than the infirmary. Guess I can spare a few moments to unpack my things.
O, i tutaj mamy kolejne... O, dobra, spoko. O, i później to sobie, oczywiście to sobie poczytam. No dobra. Okej, rozpakuj. Postaw zabawkowego gryfa.
Every time I look at this, I can hear that little girl thanking me for saving her village from Darkspawn. She said that since the Grey Wardens didn't have griffins anymore, I could have hers. If I hadn't been there, I'd never have met Varrika. And never had to deal with the first warden complaining I ignored orders.
Byłam porycza, to była właściwa decyzja. W sumie mi się należało. To była właściwa decyzja.
Doesn't matter what the first warden thinks. There's a little girl alive today because I attacked instead of waiting for reinforcements.
No, to była właściwa decyzja. Połóż lusterko do golenia Varrika? Dobra.
Varrika and his life lessons. I asked him how we were supposed to stop Solas, and he gave me this. Take a long, hard look in it, kid. He'll always show the face of a hero who can get it done.
Ładna historia. Aha, o co tu chodzi? Tożsamość tam nowe opcje w przyszłych rozmowach? Widzę prawdziwą siebie, kocham siebie taką, kiedyś tak będzie. Widzę prawdziwą siebie, o.
It took a while for me to figure out why the face staring back from the mirror felt wrong. But once I was able to be honest with myself, it was a relief to figure out I was trans. And it's worth it to look in the mirror today and see the woman I am staring back.
Aha, jakieś nowe kwestie dialogowe. Spoko. Umieść podręcznik do walki.
A meditation upon the use of blades. Must have read this thing cover to cover a dozen times during weapons training.
No niewiele się to zdało, nie byłem zdrową cynicą, to były czasy. Było ciężko, ale było warto.
Oh, the number of times I banged my head against this book trying to make the concepts work. But that training has kept me alive so far.
I umiejętność dwóch starożytnych elfów.
A peddler gave me this after I saved his caravan from bandits. He told me the scroll went back to even before Tevinter. Said that elves had a rich history, even more than the rest of us.
Bogowie tu utrudniają, ma rację. Ludzie są do nas uprzedzeni, uwielbiał podróże jak i ja też. Uwielbiał podróże. Ja też.
He had fancy silks from Olay, statuettes from the wilds down south. Oh, I could have listened to stories all night about places he'd been. Now I'm getting to see some of those places myself.
O,
Right. That's better. Now, how do I connect to Solas? Just sleep or... Oh, relaxing. Maybe if I clear my mind...
medytuj. Wow.
Back so soon. It must have been worse than I had thought.
Hello, Dreadwolf.
Ah, but perhaps I am mistaken. You may be here to correct me, to tell me that my concerns were unfounded. I am, after all, remembered as the god of lies, treachery, and rebellion.
Solas zapamiętał waszą potyczkę słowną. Przestań, powiedz mi coś. Poważnie wypominasz mi to, tak pamiętam. Poważnie, naprawdę, Solas, jak jest takie zagrożenie, będziesz mi takie rzeczy wypominał. Weź, naprawdę, po prostu, naprawdę, po prostu, niech on naprawdę już przestanie, bo to jest naprawdę takie niefajne. Poważnie wypominasz mi to.
So you're gonna be insufferable about it. See, this is the reason nobody likes you.
I led a rebellion for centuries that culminated in the creation of the Veil and the destruction of the Elven Empire.
Okay, this is among the reasons nobody likes you.
My information was accurate. Now you realize that the danger is real.
I need to know what the gods are planning.
You are asking for knowledge no mortal in this world is privy to. If I am to share it with you, I need to know what makes you the right person to lead the fight against Algernon and Gillenane.
Sam wiesz, że mierzę wysoko, ja tu nie dowodzę nic, ale chociaż tu jestem.
Someone has to do something. I may not be the right person for this job, but I'm the only one left.
So your call to action is that any attempt is better than none?
Back in the Grey Wardens, I was with a group of recruits outside this village, dealing with a darkspawn
No bo by
incursion.
nie było innego
Our orders
wyjścia.
were to wait for reinforcements, but we knew that by the time they arrived, everyone in that village would be dead.
So you led your team of recruits in any way, collapsing the tunnel and saving the village.
How do you know that?
You helped Varric pursue me for the better part of a year. It would have been foolish not to learn about who was hunting me.
Then you know that if someone has to make a call, I'll do it.
I suppose I was not so different when I started.
Started what?
My rebellion against the Evanurus. The elven gods, as you call them. They wish to reclaim their dominion over this world. To accomplish that, they will need two things. First, the Blight. What exists in this world is a bare fragment of its power. The rest is imprisoned. Until they release it.
Dobra, czy możemy ich powstrzymać? Więc ich powstrzymamy. Jak ich powstrzymamy? No to jest najważniejsze pytanie. Też tutaj jest coś. Nie wydostała się?
The Blight didn't escape with the gods?
Algernon and Gillenane escaped largely empty-handed, fortunately. Most of the Blight is still trapped in the prison I created ages ago.
So what we saw at the village, that's them not at full strength?
Correct.
Aha, dobra. Dobrze wiedzieć. Jest większa niż ta tutaj?
The rest of the Blight is imprisoned? There's more than what's in the world already?
Yes. Centuries ago, the Magisters of Tevinter opened my prison. A tiny fragment of the Blight escaped. That fragment grew beneath the earth and led to the Blights that have swept across the world. However terrible the Blight is now, it is a mere fraction of what we will see if its full power is unleashed.
Dobra, więcej. Po co zalać świat plagą?
I don't understand. Elganon and Gillenane were elves like you, right? Why would they want to blight the world?
It is my fault. As the Dread Wolf, I was a thorn in their side.
O rany.
When my efforts weakened their grasp on the elven people, they grew frustrated, then desperate.
And turned to the Blight.
Once the corruption took hold of them, they were blind to its horror. It was just another source of power for them. Now they would blight the world without hesitation and call us backward and foolish for opposing them.
A więc ich powstrzymamy, czy możemy ich powstrzymać? Jak ich powstrzymamy?
What would they need to do to free the Blight? And how do we stop them from doing it?
They will need to pierce the veil to reach the Blight's prison. My Lyrium dagger is one of the few artifacts capable of doing so.
We've already recovered it from the ritual site.
Excellent. Then they will have to make their own. That will give you time.
You said the gods needed two things, and the Blight is the first? What's the second?
Właśnie co jest drugą?
They have called themselves gods. And what is a god without worshippers to sing their praises?
I'm not gonna bend a knee to blighted, murdering monsters just because their ears are pointed like mine. I don't think many other elves are going to either.
Agreed. Elganon and Gillenane care little for the elves. They will find worshippers among those hungry for power. Tyrants and bullies. The cruel and the corrupt, who fear their own vulnerability and seize any chance to feel strong. If you hunt them, they will lead you to Elganon and Gillenane.
Nie wystarczy, brzmi ciekawie. Dzięki, Solas, dzięki.
Thank you. I'll go poke at the cruel and corrupt, and we'll see what we find.
The Veravas, the lighthouse Soluvian, can take you anywhere, if you master its secrets. Have you done so?
Not yet, but we've got one of the Veil Jumpers working on it. She'll get it sorted, and we'll see how it goes.
Yes. I suppose we will. And when you speak with Varric, please tell him that I regret what happened.
Powiem mu to, dobra. Żałujesz tego, co się stało. Wow. Garderoba, zdobywasz nowe stylizacje do swojego wyposażenia. Wygląd wyposażenia można modyfikować w garderobie w twoim pokoju. No spoko. Nawet się z drużyną, no dobra. Varrik, musimy porozmawiać.
So Solas told the truth about the gods.
You heard? It's bad, Varric. If you'd seen Demeter's crossing.
The team needs to act fast. And it can't do that with me leading from a bed. You've got to take point on this.
Skoro tego chcesz, nie potrafię cię zastąpić. Nie chcę twojej roboty. Nie potrafię cię zastąpić, naprawdę nie potrafię.
I can't do what you do. I've barely been holding it together in the short time you've been out.
You don't need to do what I do. You just need to get it done. Rook, when I put this team together, what did I look for? A detective to find the Dreadwolf, and a scout to get us the lay of the land. Exactly the people he'd expect me to recruit. Disciplined, predictable. And then there's you. Remember when we first met, kid? I watched you lead a few misfit recruits and push back one of the biggest darkspawn hordes I've ever seen.
Just needed to find the right strategy.
And no other warden found it. You stopped that horde. Had to drop a town hall on it, but you've got a knack, kid.
For what?
Finding a way through the wildest shit I've ever seen. With a plan that no one expects. On the best day of his life, Solas wouldn't see you coming, Rook. And don't worry. I'll still be here to talk if you need me.
Dobra. O Solasie i rytuale.
There is something. Did Nev tell you about me talking to Solas and the Fade?
I had some good arguments with Chuckles back in the day. I can't imagine being stuck with him in my head. But how are you feeling about it?
To tu potrzebujemy jego pomocy, martwię się. No niestety potrzebujemy jego pomocy na razie.
It doesn't matter how I feel about it. We can't stop the gods without what he knows.
And there you go. You don't have to love him to deal with him.
Dokładnie,
He
brawo.
also asked me to tell you
Varrika.
that he regrets what happened. Hurting you, I mean.
Chuckles is sentimental. He could burn the world down, and the thing that would make him cry is a single flower
O, taki
with blackened
jest.
petals.
O, Solas taki jest, on jest sentymentalny, mógłby spalić cały świat i zapłakać na widok jednego kwiatka z osmalonymi płatkami, no dokładnie. O ranny Harding.
When I took over at the ritual site, I had to make a call on who came with me to knock over that statue. It was the first decision I made leading this team, and Harding got hurt because of it.
You made a decision with the best information you had. Sometimes you do that, and people end up hurt. Or worse.
What would you have done?
What would I have done? Probably gotten myself killed and failed to stop the ritual if you hadn't stepped in. A good leader isn't someone who never makes mistakes. It's someone who admits when they make one. That's how you earn their trust.
No dobra, jeszcze tutaj o przeprawie Dimety, dobra.
Demeter's crossing was awful.
Ta,
While we were there, we found one survivor, the mayor.
You sent him to the wardens,
ta
right?
wysłałem go do
Not everyone was
straży.
happy about my decision. We're just starting out, and I'm already losing their trust.
The key to earning the team's trust isn't to only make decisions everyone agrees with.
Dokładnie.
It's showing the team that they can tell you whatever's on their mind, even if they think you're full of crap. And know you'll listen.
Jest nim pokazanie członkom drużyny, że mogą powiedzieć co myślą, nawet jeśli uważają, że a ty ich wysłuchasz, no to jest też dobre.
I'll let you get some rest.
You're gonna be fine, Rook. Hey, one last thing before you go. I've been racking my brain thinking of contacts who might help us with these gods.
You got any ideas?
Nothing. But being a leader isn't about having all the answers yourself. It's about knowing who does. Nev has connections to a whole world that Harding and I barely know. Might be worth talking to her.
Will do. Thanks, Varric.
Anytime.
O, fajnie. Nawet się z drużyną.
You can stop fussing over me. Go see what the others are up to.
No dobra, zobaczę co u innych. Dobra, słychać. Dobra. I znowu tutaj będziemy rozmawiali. Tam. Zajrzyj do Nev, dobra. I nawet się z drużyną. Okej, dobra, to ja tam pójdę. O. Teraz oglądajmy. Kolejną
Hey, Nev.
cutscenkę.
Hi, Wisps.
Yeah, they're still here, but you're here for leads. You want allies to go after the gods? I've got places to look, if we can get anywhere but Arlathan.
Balara's working on it. What have you got?
Let's start with the angles we know. The gods are corrupt magic personified. Who do we hire to fight that? First, the Antivan Crows.
You want to fight gods with assassins?
Not just any assassin, their most feared mage killer, the demon of Virantium.
No, mamy tutaj też te pytania. Okej, dobra. Zabójca magów to nie kłopot?
Working with a feared mage killer doesn't bother you?
If he doesn't have a contract out on me, it's not a problem.
Ta reputacja jest zasłużona. Myślisz, że się dogadamy? Jestem zaintrygowana. Myślisz, że się dogadamy?
You think a trained killer will like us?
What's not to love? The demon got his nickname taking out blood mages and Venatori. From everything I've learned, the reputation was earned. I never uncovered his real name, and there's been fewer stories the last few years, but the Crows would know. I can set a meeting with their bosses.
Zrób to, spróbujmy. Dobra robota, Nif, dobra robota.
This is
Bravo.
great. Thanks, Nev.
It's what I'm here for.
You said the crows were first. What's next?
A trip home.
Back to Minrathous.
Capital city and heart of Tevinter. An empire of mages that knows a thing or two about corrupt magic.
Tevinter authority.
Won't help and can't be trusted, which is why we talk to the Shadow Dragons. They're a resistance group that fights slavers, blood magic, and imperial corruption. They've got eyes and ears everywhere, including mine. If the gods enter the empire, we might get something. Besides, I owe them an update.
O, dobra. To magowie?
Are they all mages?
Tevinter might prize its mages, but the Shadows accept anyone. We've all got a stake in the cause.
Możemy im zaufać, musisz mieć sporo do opowiadania. Twoi przyjaciele są naszymi.
These people sound great. I mean, if they're anything like you.
No one's as good as they seem, but they try.
So, we talk to the crows in Antiva and the shadow dragons in Minrathous.
I wouldn't mind checking in on my neighborhood either, if Balara's ready for us.
Yeah. Should check how things are going.
O, idę tutaj. Okej.
Almost there. I just have to. Shit! Sorry.
Can I help?
No, I got it. Mostly. Mirrors are funny things, aren't they? Reflections. They distort reality, no matter what you try. And there's the trick. Control that distortion.
O, wow.
There you have it.
Dziękuję, Belaro.
What is that place? If I had to guess, it's the Fade. Another part of it, I mean.
O, to jest
Didn't
inna
Morgan say this
część tej
Illuvian could
pustki.
go anywhere? Didn't think that meant elsewhere in the Fade.
She called it the Veer of Us, freedom of ways. I wonder...
Nad czym jest bezpiecznie? Może Morgan się myliła? Nie. Jest bezpiecznie.
If that is the Fade on the other side, won't it be dangerous? As the Fade often is.
More dangerous than elven gods who wield the blight as a weapon?
Point taken.
Some of the older texts talk about a place in the Fade where all the Illuvians meet. A crossroads where you could travel across all of Thedas in just minutes.
Right. We saw something similar when we were chasing Solus. I wonder if it's the same.
It is alike, and it is not.
Uważaj sobie, niezła sztuczka. Who are you? Kim jesteś?
Who are you? And how did you get here?
The wolf's fang. You carry it now.
A, sztylet Solasa.
Perhaps a new journey through there. I will wait.
Aha.
Well, can't tell if that's a trap or not. But we're short on options. One way to find out.
And it didn't feel dangerous, you know? Almost more sad.
Nie ufam temu czemuś, to się nie wyklucza. Bądźmy ostrożni, to jest najlepsza opcja dialogowa.
We have no idea what or who they are. So let's be careful. We need to be ready for anything.
And we still don't know what this Illuvian's gonna do. One of us should probably stay behind in case it closes.
Good point.
Just tell us when you're ready to go, Rook, and then we can figure out what's going on.
Okej. I część trzecia. Przebudzenie. Odkryto śpiewające ostrze i przebudzenie starożytnej magii. No spoko. Jeszcze zbadaj rozdroża. Udaj się na rozdroża. fajnie. Ja na pewno harding nie biorę na tę misję, bo ona jest no trochę, jeszcze jest ranna. Poza tym ona ma tam nową moc, to ja wolę lepiej nie. Wolę Niv dodać i jeszcze Belarę. Ta, potwierdź drużynę, ta, zgadzam się. I rozpocznij zadanie, ojejku, jej. Jeszcze ma tą nową zdolność harding, to ja wolę nie ryzykować. No, naprawdę.
Hello again. Who are you?
A caretaker. I go where I am needed, dweller. Now, I am here.
And where is here?
The crossroads.
Okej. Niebezpieczny to jest jasne, wiedziałam. Przydałby mi się przewodnik.
Can you help us? I get the feeling this is no place to get lost.
The Evenurus hunger for the crossroads. Their influence is spreading. Blight, death, madness. They send their minions to claim this place. The crossroads is in a time of need, dweller. I cannot protect you.
A nie
You don't
możesz mnie
have to.
chronić.
If you're standing against the gods, then consider us reinforcements.
Zapuść się w głąb rozdroży. O, odblokowano szybką podróż, jak fajnie zrobiliście. O, no to spoko, żeby odblokować szybką podróż, no spoko.
Light, roots, and magical seals. What's through there?
No, dobre pytanie. No dobra. No tutaj to ja nie przejdę.
Can't travel this way.
The gods aren't taking any chances.
Wow, tutaj to też nie przyjdziemy. O grubo, to jest jakiś srosta... O mój Boże, to sobie lewituje, a co tam? Jeszcze to możemy rozwalać, ale fajnie. Nawet nie wiem co to jest, bo mój te panie, tutaj wszystko jest takie boże dziwne. Dobra, to ja wam dam do przeczytania, tutaj jest tego tak dużo, ale już sobie to przeczytałem, no to spoko. No dobra.
Here. This dock seems sturdy.
Wow!
So you can ferry us to the other islands.
Winds await, dweller.
Okej.
I'll take that as a yes.
Podróży.
Onward, dweller. The spirits here were driven out, refugees now from the gods' minions. I have summoned the guardians of the crossroads to protect them. Beware. The guardians repel all interlopers.
Which means us, too.
Ta. To była mowa właśnie o nas, ale no dobra. Właśnie tu wiedziałem, że to chodzi o nas. Kurczę. I dobra. Nie edytuj tego. Ajajaj, źle nacisnąłem, wybaczcie mi to. Dobra. Bo tutaj chcę sobie zakończyć ten 6. odcinek z Dragon Age The Veilguard, oczywiście na PS5, wiadomo po polsku. Dobra. To ja mam sobie też taką nadzieję, że bardzo mi się podobał ten 6. odcinek z tej gry, bo teraz też chcę powiedzieć trochę inaczej, żeby nie powtarzał, żebym nie powiedział 2 razy to samo, czyli na przykład Dragon Age The Veilguard, no to powiedziałem z tej gry. Proszę zostawić łapkę w górę, jakiś komentarz oczywiście pod tym odcinkiem, jeśli chcecie, moi drodzy widzowie. Do zobaczenia w następnym odcinku z tej serii i na całym moim kanale. Życzę wam miłego dnia, papa, do zobaczenia, papa, moi drodzy widzowie, papa, do zobaczenia, papa, papa.